Okay, now I was aware of financial inflation, like I say, of how my enemy would inflate the price of commodities, gas, food, clothes, right? So if I am a poor king, right, and of a nation of 5 or 6 or 10 people, right, that I felt I was responsible for. And I saw where my opponent, for whom was the other king, could affect my ability to provide for my kingdom because they can raise the price of my budget, right? And so if they were to um, have it too high for me to afford, then see, I would have had to then cut off some of the resources that my family enjoyed, right? So now once I'm able to sue, right, and I'm aware of my limitations to provide for my queen and my princess and my prince, why would I then not win the commodities from this king that now I see in the spiritual sense, right? Once I read the Bible and the Quran. So now let me show you how the expansion of my understanding, right, has brought the swelling down from inflation. See what I'm saying? Mental inflation. So let's look at the definition of inflation, for which is more commonly known as an act of inflating. So now, if I lie to you, right, then I'm inflating your understanding, right? But the inflation, the growth, is an illusion, right? Because I've lied and you don't know that the lie is misinformation. So if you believe in me, and I then take advantage of that belief, then I'm making you a disbeliever in truth because of the lie that I done got you to believe. So I'm inflating your understanding. See, that's why when you find out that I lied to you, whomever give you the truth, you gonna want to fight them. But you don't want to fight them. You really mad at me. See what I'm saying? And you fighting them because you just angry because now you adding up the cost. See what I'm saying? Like but if I lied to you 2 hours ago and 2 hours later somebody told you the truth, you may not be so angry because you only lost 2 hours in that understanding, right? But how about if you lost 20 years or 30 years? See, now when you look back on all of the bad decisions you made based on that lie I told you, see, now you mad with everybody, even the person who told you the truth, because now they have shown you all the time that you have wasted. See, that's inflation. See what I'm saying? That's bad because you could have made better decisions and then you would have been in a good inflation. See, your spirit would have been full. See, but your soul would have been full, excuse me. Because if you got a soul and a spirit, then who feeds the spirit if it's not an illusion? Because if you got a soul, then that's what God feed the truth to, right? Because even if the truth comes from a body, then the truth got to be real because it's coming from somebody. Now, if I'm telling you about somebody else's truth, right there, you should question it because then you need to ask me how I know. See, that's why people get mad with me because I ask them, hey, if you want me to change what I believe and the way I live my life, then I need to know how you know. Because don't tell me your daddy told you and you can't show me where it benefited you. You see what I'm saying? Or you can't, like my partner and I, we was talking about our fathers, and we was kids, right? So I know what he talking about, because we was best friends. So he saw me fight my father, and he told me about him and his father, right? He saw me fight my father, right? So he understand, like, man, this man is really telling you, like, bro, I had to fight my creator to protect my family, right? So I have always been in a protection mode, because my daddy made me have to defend my family from him. See, he should have taught me what I'm trying to teach my son and my daughter and my wife, how to defend our house from all enemies, foreign and domestic. See, because even if I'm an enemy, if I become my father, then you got to protect yourself from me, like I had to protect myself from my father. And I'm saying, see, people were telling me about Jesus while I'm trying to tell them about my father. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, listen, man, I don't know. Like, me praying is not going to stop my situation. But now it's like I'm talking against my father, and I'm saying, am I, or am I just understanding the differences in between my father and I'm also embracing the similarities? I'm saying, man, I understand what my mama was saying when I was telling her to leave my father, right? And that's what I'm telling my daughter, and I'm telling my wife, and I'm telling my son. I'm saying, listen, man, I understand. And hey, I wish that my mama had left my daddy. So if y'all came together and y'all decided that y'all didn't want to be with me no more, I understand it from the child's perspective. See, I don't understand it from the father's perspective, because my mother would always said no. But I understand if my children convinced my wife, and they was more convincing than I was to my mother, then I can agree with that, because I'm saying, hey, once I stopped being your father, you was right not to waste no time on me, right? Because now your inflation, right, is not swelled. See, because you made a decision and you living with it, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I could not make that decision, because the inflation would have been hereditary. See, right now, I can get the swelling down, because at the same time, you didn't understand what I was doing. I was chronicling it, so I can now sell the way I was doing it. So now you wouldn't have a financial inflation. See what I'm saying? See, no matter what they charge for your freedom, I have a book that would be able to get the monetary support that I once got from the post office to keep my economy afloat. I now have books that I can sell, so my generational wealth would be able to support my children's freedom. And because I knew that I was so wealthy, divine wealthy, you see, I had a wealth of knowledge. Why would I then leave my nieces and nephews? Why would I leave my cousins? See, so I'm saying to the generation that's 15 years in the making, think about 15 years ago when I made a decision to educate my wife, my daughter, and my son, and I chose to educate you.